morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes meme coins or majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. I think I said meme coins like Bitcoin. I'm sure Pio will like that one. Today, we're going to discuss more details around Pump.fun's upcoming token sale announced by Bybit this morning. We're going to talk about Phantom's Perp launch powered by Hyperliquid. And we're going to talk about OpenSea's big acquisition. GM, thank you all for joining today. If you're in YouTube, you're watching, give us some comments. Let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know what you think about what we're yapping about. If you're listening on Spaces, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a bookmark, give us a retweet. Hook us up over there. We'll hook you up with all of the alpha. I'm joined today by my buddy, my pal, my dog, Easy. Easy, how you feeling today?
I'm alive and well, baby. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. I've got a vacation next week. My wife is going crazy. We're doing all the packing. We're going out West Coast, a little Disneyland action. So that's going to be
there you go.
fun. A lot of stress.
You excited?
Right, yeah, I'm really excited because my daughter's just a little bit over 2 now, so she loves Mickey. So it's going to be interesting to see. Really cool to see like how she takes the whole experience. She's never like experienced a theme park like that, so that'll be a lot of fun.
That'll be sick. Have you ever been before?
I've been to Disney in Florida. I've never been to Disney out in Cali.
Nice. It's fun. That'll be a good time.
Nice. Yeah.
You go on roller coasters and shit?
I mean, I have. It's been a while since I have, but
I don't like roller coasters.
Yeah, I would say that it just doesn't do it for me. But yeah, I don't know. They're kind of whatever. Don't need to go on them, but we'll go on them.
Yep.
So what's catching your eye today? We saw this
good question. You obviously have the Pump.fun stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of just like indifferent right now. Market looks good though. That's the bigger thing. Like I'm looking at the market right now. ETH is leading, which historically has been a sign of concern. But good. I wanna believe maybe, just maybe it's time that it doesn't lead us to the slaughter. Maybe we finally get the altcoin breakout and Alex Becker was right all along. Maybe.
ETH up 3.3% on the 24-hour.
Yeah, ETH looks good.
Yeah. I mean, we normally see this.
Your eye? What are you looking at?
What am I looking at? Pump.fun token sale. I'm looking at what that does to the Solana ecosystem in terms of other meme coins. I'm currently long Bonk and Spot Radium. I may add to those positions if we see a dip. I may look at something like a Useless, a Hosiko, some of the top Bonk Launchpad meme coins if we do see this sale pull liquidity from the market. And if we see the narrative and mindshare shift back to Pump.fun is king, maybe some of these Bonk/Radium tokens could be interesting on a dip. So that's kind of like where I'm targeting like high level stuff. Otherwise, I'm just kind of sitting on bags right now, sitting on Spot, sitting on stables, just waiting for obvious opportunities. Because trading right now.
What is an obvious opportunity to you? What makes you wake up and say, "Damn, that shit was obvious"?
Damn, that shit was obvious. NFT mints that I think are going to cook. Token launches that look good. Like I had a lot of obvious. There were a lot of obvious virtuals plays. There was obvious NFT mints with like the Gristle Buddies. I mean, I was listed for that one. But like basically just things that I don't know. It's hard to exactly describe, but things that like are like under participated in that I think have high upside.
Okay.
So like I've been trying to save my dry powder for things like that versus just trading it. If that makes sense.
It does. I don't know. Are you going to participate in the Pump.fun pre-sale if you can?
Yes.
You are.
I will probably throw maybe up to 5 figures into Pump.fun pre-sale.
Really?
Maybe. I say 10K would be my upper limit of what I put in.
Interesting. Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think that meme coins and meme coin launch pads right now are probably at some of the lowest sentiment we'll see as like a complete market. If that makes sense. Like we're in a meme coin lull. There's no doubt about it. Like we do have runners, but we are in like an overall meme coin market lull right now. We're
100%.
nowhere near where we were last fall, last January.
100%.
We're nowhere near there. So I'm looking at it as saying, okay, right now is like the time when you want to be buying things in this space if they're related to meme coins. That's why I'm in Radion. That's why I'm in Bonk. I would like to.
Why aren't you in Graphite Protocol?
I heard you talking about it. I don't know enough about it. I know that part of the Let's Bonk. I mean, I guess you can tell me, but I from what I understand,
it's
just
the
listening
Tile
to you,
Pilots, Tile Robotics token from Soulport. Soulport Time obviously is the dev team, founder, owner of the dev team behind the Let's Bonk Launchpad, right? So I think that is why I'm like, yeah, Graphite Protocol is very interesting to me. I think that it has some serious upside, especially since it's trading at 100 mil comparatively to Bonk, which is at over $1 billion. 30% of revenue of Let's Bonk's fees, buyback and burn Graphite Protocol. They got a few other things that they're doing for buybacks and burns too. Tom seems to be heavily focused in it. So that's why I'm like, yeah, this seems very interesting to me. Just purely from the standpoint of like at 100 mil, it feels undervalued comparatively. If it's getting 1/3 of the buyback and burn from Bonk, why should it not be 3x higher? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's why I'm like, this feels cheap. It's $1.70.
What's the ticker here?
GP.
Yeah, so I'm going to add this to my list of things to watch because this could be another one that would potentially have some sort of dip with a Pump.fun sale. But yeah, I mean, this thing absolutely cooked. Buying the strength, right?
Buying the strength, baby.
I saw that the robots actually have been cooking too. These things have ran from like 25 now up to 39 SOL.
Yeah,
over the last day.
They absolutely sent.
So
they have another collection too, Tile Pilots.
You've talked about
that I think are if the whole ecosystem's moving, those feel undervalued.
Do you know anything about how these all play in and have utility?
No.
So there's 12K pilots.
The robots do get GP emitted though. So like you're earning GP.
So they're like the CyberKongs play on the ecosystem. Like the Gen CyberKongs.
Yep. I don't think pilots get anything from it, but I'm like I'm still interested in them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean you could take 1 SOL and sweep 4 of these, 5 of these almost.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, these feel cheap.
And just take a long-term bet on the ecosystem. I see. I can craft a narrative / world where like Bonk continues to dominate, Tayo does well with their graphite burns, and these become more PFP'd on Twitter and gain brand value.
I mean, they're pretty fucking ugly.
Yeah, but there are plenty of PFPs that are pretty ugly. I've seen worse PFPs.
Yeah, that's fair.
They do remind me of something, and I can't put my finger on it.
Shitty Azukis?
I mean, they're facing the other way, though. I feel like I've seen like other NFTs that kind of look like this. Mad Lads a little bit. I get a little Mad Lad vibe from these. Because don't they face right as well?
Yeah.
Or am I completely wild here? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think that's interesting to me, though. Like, that feels like a decent bet if you don't want to spend the money on a robot.
Yep. Someone just bought one.
They're cheap. Like, I feel like it's just a cheap play on like this.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying here? Like, that's something that caught my eye. But like, you are taking a speculative bet just on Bonk and Soulport continuing to dominate. That's the bigger thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple layers. Like Bonk has to continue dominating. Soulport Tom has to continue funneling value to the ecosystem, and then people need to like PFP these. There's like multiple steps to get down here, but I mean that's why they're priced as they are. Like you're not gonna.
Yeah, that's why they're Dirt fucking cheap.
Yep. I just sent over the weather report, Easy. Why don't we go over that, and then we'll kick off a deeper dive into some of the news from today. There's a lot to talk about.
Okay, give me 1 second, Raymond, and we will open up that beautiful, delectable, delightful, fun, exciting, excruciating weather report brought to you by yours truly. We got what to watch for today, Wednesday, July 9th. You got the music? We got music today?
You hear it?
Or are we just going? We're going a cappella.
You can hear it, right?
Now I can. What is going on, everybody? We are back. Weather report today for Wednesday, July 9th. Looking over at the crypto roundup. Majors are pumping this morning. Absolutely euphoric. Bitcoin back above 109, heading towards 110. ETH over 2,600. Solana over 154. And Hype just a smidgen hair under $40. And over the past 24 hours, news broke this morning that Bybit will be another exchange hosting the Pump.fun token sale. Whoo-wee! Sale will open Saturday, July 12th and run through the 15th. European users are completely banned. And if you go onto the app itself, you will actually be excommunicated from your respective country. Crazy to hear that. Next up, Phantom introduced Phantom Perps, powered by none other than Hyperliquid. Users are able to onboard Solana to Hyperliquid using Hype Unit's bridge and seamlessly trade Perps on the Phantom Wallet app, tapping into Hyperliquid's order book. And finally, OpenSea made waves on the mobile front as they acquired the Rally mobile trading app. And this gives OpenSea a path to build the on-chain everything app. Back to you in the studio, big dog.
Excellent weather report as always. Nailed it exactly a minute 21 of the news song. You just perfectly just tapped the end of that.
I know.
Great work there.
I'm great.
Way to nail it. Let's talk about the Pump.fun sale.
Yeah, dude. I like want to participate, but I'm so torn. I'm like, I feel like this should be good. I feel like so many people are not participating, so like I should participate. It's tough though, because I'm like, do I want to lock up funds? I'd want to like the unlock should theoretically happen 3 days after. Do I get basically a minimal allocation because I feel like it's going to be oversubscribed or like instant sellout or there's just a lot of people? I don't know. I mean, at 4 billion vanilla, it feels decent, right? Like
for you, like if I were you,
yeah,
I would only participate if you have like very high conviction because you're going to get exposure to this through probably a fat airdrop, right?
Yeah, but I'm hearing that airdrop won't happen for like 6 months.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. That is the case.
So it's like, I mean, I'm more interested to see what Perps platforms list it.
Everywhere. It's going to get listed everywhere.
Yeah, like let me just get active on chain and I'd rather trade it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I got to imagine this immediately goes on Hyperliquid, Coinbase, Binance. Like if you're coming out of the gates with a $4 billion valuation and you have the war chest that Pump.fun does, I imagine you have all of the major exchange listings and Hyperliquid is going to list that token day one, probably hour one, because there's going to be so much trading volume. Why not? Like you got to capture that. Second one.
The first second.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So I mean, Ray, what evaluation do you actually have for this? Like 4 bill. The more I look at it, I talked to Thread Guy about it. I was like, Uniswap's evaluation seems interesting to me as like a comparable.
Yeah, so let's go to Uniswap. Are they out of the top 100 now? All right, no. All right, scrolled way by them. All right, so Uniswap is sitting at a market cap of 5 bill circulated, FDV of 8 bill. So that's a 2x on the FDV to get to Uniswap's valuation. So let's go over to DeFi Llama. Let's look at fees. Let's look at DEX fees. Let's figure out where we're looking at here. Uniswap is doing roughly 75 mil in 30-day fees. Pump.fun is doing 57 mil in 30-day fees. Looking over the last 24 hours, though, Uniswap is roughly 2x over the last 24 hours as Pump.fun has been bleeding a bit to Let's Bonk. So, yeah, I mean, 50% of Uniswap puts them at a $4 billion valuation, which is what they're raising at. I think there's a premium for something that's like Pump.fun, where it's not necessarily a DEX. There is like
they have an AMM
streaming.
They have, yeah. So there's more to it, but I think the swap is obviously like the closest comparable, which additional products give additional upside, right? Like,
yeah, I think I agree there. And I think they have a lot of cash on hand.
A lot of cash on hand.
Big A is saying to get a 2x, you need to flip AVAX. Yeah, hard pass. Well, no, the 4 bill is the fully diluted valuation that they're raising.
Yeah.
So a 2x, it would need more than a 3x to pass AVAX in that scenario, because AVAX is sitting just over 13 bill FDV. I'd be curious to see the token. Like, the tokenomics are going to play a good portion of this, because you're going to have to figure out how much is circulating. Because if it's lower float, especially with the airdrop, where people are just basically mercenary capital looking to dump and make profit, because the people who are getting the airdrop are probably broke from playing casino games. I think
100%.
How many? Like,
but that's why I think we have that lag. We have that delay in airdrop for like 3 to 6 months.
Yeah. So like that I think helps token price, is what I'm saying, because like if you're looking at that, like whatever the stats were, it was 90% of people on Pump.fun end up losing.
Yeah.
So like those people aren't going to have they're not going to be buying more token. They're going to be selling token.
Yep.
So delaying that makes sense for price appreciation. It'll be low float, high FTV. So you're going to have, like, you might come out at like I don't know, say 20% float on this. You come out at a 3 bill circulating, that gets you 15 bill FDV. It's a 4x on investment, essentially. And I don't think that's out of the question. I don't know like what exactly is going to happen, but I see worlds where you can print multiples. I see worlds where it goes down. I think risk adjusted return with the sentiment we're seeing in terms of CT participating feels EV positive for me. So that's why I think I'm going to get in. But I'm going to be traveling, so it's going to be tough for me. I need to figure out more details. I got to I'm going to be like trying to like maneuver my child and buy Pump.fun tokens at the same time. So it'll be interesting when you get somebody to do it for me.
Walking around a fucking park.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Well, like, we're flying on Saturday. That's like the thing.
Oh, so man. In the air. Good luck.
Well, I think it'll be like while we're in the airport. So
good luck.
TSA pre-check line, getting a scanned down by security, be like, hold on, no, hold on, I got to buy the Pump.fun token. I've only got a couple seconds before it sells out.
1 minute. Need to buy the Pump.fun token. 1 minute. Please bear with me.
Rodman says, crazy holding a token pre-sale this late in the cycle. Are we late in the cycle?
Ask Orangey. We're just getting started.
Is there a cycle? Are we getting to the end of it? Who knows?
There is no cycle. I love you.
What'd you say this morning? The end of cycle's Q2 next year?
Yeah, ties Q2 next year. Q2.
E-Brink coming out in the comments. Either Radium is undervalued or Pump.fun streaming is worth the $3 billion premium. Let's take a look at Ray. Take a look at me. So we're looking Radium right now, 250 up almost 12% on the day. This play is looking much better than my bonk play. I should have went leverage on this one. 667 million market cap, 1.3 billion FDV. Yeah, I mean, I like this. I like it for all the reasons that Easy was bullish on it. Like, it could be that Radium and Let's Bonk is not lasting, this volume we're seeing, but I'm betting that it continues through the Pump.fun sale, essentially. Like, if you're Radium and you're Let's Bonk and you're in that ecosystem, you're whales in that community, you're absolutely working to prop up your ecosystem in the face of Pump.fun, a competitor raising at a 4 bill FDV. Because if you're continuing to eat market share away from the $4 billion elephant in the room, and people say, okay, well, they just sold out 4 billion instantly. Why is this one only worth 1.3 and they're doing more fees, more revenue, more transactions than that one? So I think that we continue to see Let's Bonk, Launch Lab, Radium hold market share. Like we're still looking at like almost 50% market share right now for Let's Bonk, Pump.fun at 36%. Looking at kind of like the comparisons on Dune, like Pump.fun has been like pretty down.
Yeah.
In terms of tokens, like it really is just a migration of developers now launching on Radium instead of Pump.fun, instead of both. I was listening to the Modern Market guys this morning. Brad was talking about how he's looking at everything, how everything broke down, and it really is like developer migration from Pump.fun to Radium right now.
Yep.
I don't know if that's incentivized, if that's where the volume's going, or what's happening there, but if that continues, like Pump.fun is in a tricky spot because they had a first mover advantage, but like what other moat is there if developers can say, hey, I can jump over here this easily and go to a competitor?
Yeah. And like incentivized too, right? Like,
yep. So I guess I'm curious to see what the Pump.fun tokenomics are going to be, because I have to imagine they incentivize traders, they incentivize developers with their tokenomics, especially with the delayed airdrop.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if they came out and said, okay, yeah, all your old volume counts, but now like this new volume is going to be paramount. Any volume you spend trading Pump.fun tokens, it's going to reward you with higher multiples. If you're a developer and you're launching tokens, you get bonuses for graduated tokens, et cetera, et cetera. Like that wouldn't be.
Or like, what is the flywheel
crazy
for it too, right?
Yeah, is there a buyback, et cetera? Yep. All right. Anything else to talk about on this Pump.fun token sale? We've been chatting about it for a bit. Any final thoughts?
No, I mean, that was just kind of like the main thoughts I've had on it is like, how do I participate? Do I want to participate? What's it going to look like? I want to know what the flywheel is. I want to see the tokenomics. There's just a lot of things that I want to see before I get like overly ambitious about diving in.
Yep. Absolutely fair. Good take. Next story, Phantom doing Perps. So what happened here is Phantom announced Perps. The way this works is in the Phantom wallet, you can take your Solana, you deposit it into Hyperliquid. It uses the Unit bridge. So Unit is a Hyperliquid bridge. You can essentially, previous to this, you would be sending addresses either Solana, Bitcoin, or Ethereum. It would automatically bridge it, convert it to spot holdings on Hyperliquid, and you could use it to trade on your Hyperliquid account. Phantom is leveraging this tech. So essentially all this is happening under the hood. It's basically taking your Solana, bridging it to Hyperliquid, just like you'd be trading on the Hyperliquid app. And then you can use the Phantom wallet to take perp trades. So essentially you can have access to all of the Hyperliquid markets directly on Phantom, and it's going to be abstracted away from the user. A lot of things that are interesting here from my point of view is cool. Phantom is absolutely dominating the like user experience layer. They've got probably the best retail meme coin trading experience. They probably now will have the best retail perps trading experience, being like right in your pocket on your on the mobile app, using like all of the like UX that Phantom provides. So like that's very interesting win for Phantom, but also like a big win for Hyperliquid. Like this just justifies that Hyperliquid is like the liquidity layer for perps, because Phantom could have chosen like Jupiter perps or Drift or any of these other Solana native perps for this, but they opted to go off chain and go to Hyperliquid, which is like super interesting to me. I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, Easy. Bullish hype, bullish Phantom.
I mean, I think this is almost bearish for Sol because of the way that they're going about it. Did you see the process for it?
Yeah, going through Unit to Hyperliquid.
Yeah, so basically you can move your Sol onto it, but it bridges your Sol right in the app. So basically it's like sell pressure of Sol into USD if you want to trade perps on the app. Yep. I like the support. I think it's big. Like I think this is very big because it opens up a ton of possibilities for what's happening like in the ecosystem and what's like going to be possible with it all. Obviously, I have some thoughts on like where is it going to be allowed? How is it going to be allowed? Like who's going to be able to use it? But I think the mobile aspect is a huge, huge win. Huge win. I think a lot of people are like, yeah, this is great because it's so much easier now to onboard people into perps, which is good and bad. Like, dude, people get absolutely slaughtered on perps, right?
Yeah. Yep. This is going to slaughter retail. When you can take out 40x leverage longs right on Phantom without like any friction. Like Hyperliquid, there's friction. Getting on other Perps platforms, there's friction. This is just like as easy as buying a meme coin. Like this is what Robinhood's trying to do with their Perps program. Also bullish Unit. Unit doesn't have a token. Unit's on Hyperliquid, Hyper EVM. So I would say, like, if you're clicking buttons and you're farming things, one thing that I would do is use Unit to get over to Hyperliquid. Like, why not just experiment with the ecosystem, have at least one bridge transaction on Unit? If they come out with a token, I'd say they are the #1 bridge for Hyperliquid at this point. And some bridge tokens have been quite lucrative in the past. So that's what I've used to bridge over to Hyperliquid before. It's going to be what you're using on Phantom to bridge. So interesting there. Really cool announcement. I think this is a very interesting thing. You're going to see how it's going to play out. Next up, we have OpenSea acquiring Rally. Talk about mobile apps trying to do everything. OpenSea is trying to basically build the on-chain everything app here. This is from Chris Mattern, the former CEO of Rally, now CTO of OpenSea. He has a nice article here on X talking about Rally joining up with OpenSea, looking to build the everything mobile app, basically creating a platform where tokens and NFTs complement each other, not compete. They're getting serious about mobile, where users spend most of their time, making DeFi and Perps simple and accessible, embracing AI to make crypto safer and more understandable. So Rally's been around for a while. Previously, Floor, they were basically a portfolio tracking software on mobile first, mobile only. And then they expanded to token trading, like social token trading. So they've been around and they've been developing on mobile for years. So I think this is a big get for OpenSea. OpenSea has had massive upgrades in terms of their UX. We've showed it on the show a number of times. But their cross-chain swapping UX is excellent. Like I use it all the time. If I'm doing like any EVM stuff, or if I want to like bridge across accounts, because I'm so like scattered across chains, where I have Solana, I have Base, I have ETH mainnet, and I want to buy tokens on different chains. I can use whatever liquidity I have available on OpenSea to make these swaps. So that plus the mobile experience that they could be getting from Rally here is very interesting. So I'm going to be watching this very closely, seeing what's going on with OpenSea Mobile and how this acquisition kind of plays to develop that. I don't know if you have any additional thoughts on...
I think it's really smart. Did OpenSea have a mobile app before this?
Yes, but it's not very good. The only person I know who uses it or like talked about it was Clemente. I haven't even used it.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had one.
But I think he had a lot of issues with it. So this is important, I think, to OpenSea's development, and I'm excited to see where it's going to
go. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's smart on their part. I think it's very smart to go and do something like this. I was like, yeah, this was a good move by them. I think going mobile first is where we're seeing a lot of the space shift. Obviously, Phantom is doing it with Perps. I think the token side is quite interesting. I think what Rally has is a good product. It makes kind of like meme trading way more straightforward. But overall, I'm just like, yeah, this is a good play. It's a good play. Go play.
Good morning, Nick. Right on time as usual, 9:32 a.m. How you feeling today?
Got his ass.
I mean, we gonna start like that, dude?
I like your shirt. What is that shirt?
I knew this. When I bought this, I felt like I'm going with some easy.
I like this shirt. Is it K-Suvi?
It is.
Good shirt. Good brand. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that shirt a lot. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough.
I literally, while I was shopping, I was like, I got to give a shout out to Easy on this purchase.
I like K-Suvi. That's a good brand. Nice choice. Nice choice.
I got a sweet hoodie last night also. Pretty good.
Ooh.
You know, Ray, I've been in the weeds doing some code. Did you notice things went out of control yesterday afternoon with the system?
Yeah, a tiny bit.
Like it started publishing the same thing over and over and over again.
I saw about 14 of the same article. Yeah, it's okay.
I'm basically last week I like pushed out a refactor. I had cleaned up some stuff and I was like, you know what? This is gonna break some shit. Fuck it. Sent it, and things started, evolving, and it's going to lead to something that I'm pretty excited about. But in the interim, it had a couple of snafus along the way. There's still an ongoing bug, but I'm in the process of resolving that. So, what are you gonna do? Is one of the questions that a lot of people ask, and the answer is you're gonna fix it. So that's what I'm working on right now. Very excited. There's been. Did we talk about the Goblintown scam?
That's actually next.
No, not yet. I'll be
Oh.
right back. I'll be right back. I'll talk about it. Yeah, about it. This is good.
All right, what do you got about the Goblintown scam here, Nick? I'm pulling it up on screen now.
I mean, I just decided to call it a scam. Thought that'd be funny. All I had was a couple tweets last night. Joey Moose, my arch nemesis, came out and tweeted about how he got an airdrop worth $89, and it was pretty big for him. Clemente came out with like a relatively like bullish tweet. Well, it didn't specify specifically.
About Goblintown?
Yeah. Clemente on the breaking news side of things right now.
He's been historically, like, this has been a meme coin that he's been hoping for and saying he would buy for almost a year now. So I think he is just like a Goblintown bull.
Okay, so well he should disclose his bullishness.
Well, isn't he doing that by bull posting?
He didn't really bull post though. He just reported on it. But I think like some level of disclosure would have been good.
Disclosure. Hey, here's the news, but FYI, I'm bullish on this token.
I memean, yeah, that should your bias.
He's literally just getting the news. He's putting out a CA. He's sending the tokenomics. Like, why does he need to say if he's bullish or not?
Look at this fucking scam.
Because it reveals your bias. What Ray doesn't understand this. Understandable. I wouldn't expect anything more from Ray.
I literally talk about my bags. I post my bag breakdown on Twitter.
See, you disclose it. Clemente did not give a disclosure. Here, I'll show my screen so that you can see.
Did Clemente buy this?
I'm sure he did.
According to Ray, he's been dying to have this token. But what I'm saying is that wasn't clear when Clemente posted his tweet yesterday.
Clemente's such a grifter, dude.
Like, look at this. Look at this tweet.
Yep.
This is like a pump my bag sort of tweet, but he doesn't say anywhere in this. He says, "Are you a buyer?"
Yo, I know I am, but are you a buyer? But I'm not gonna tell you I'm a buyer.
They've launched so many tokens.
They launched so much absolute garbage, dude.
I just don't. How did Clemente find out instantly though? By the way, because it ended up, I posted it on Choose Rich Live. The moment that this happened, did he see the tweet from Joey Moose? Like, how did Clemente know, or did someone? What I'm saying is, did someone tip him off?
Did Clemente get insider information?
So you can see here. This is the tweet off Choose Rich Live.
Good tweet, Choose Rich Live. Sign up at chooserich.live.
You're not supposed to actually see this internal data.
Yeah, this is internal data. Don't look at
this. A sneak peek here.
You see that internal?
Sign up at e.chooserich.live.
And chooserich.live.
R.chooserich.live. Or C.chooserich.live. But whatever you do, do not use P.chooserich.live.
Any letter but P. I'm looking through Clemente's disclosures. We've got December 31st, 2024, replying to Easy saying, "Don't fade Goblintown." When Easy's talking about other ETH NFTs, he's definitely talking about on the show before, like very publicly.
That's very concerning that he's been an insider for a full calendar year almost.
This is dirty, dude.
Yeah, not an insider. He's just been bullish.
Nah, he's gross, dude. This motherfucker gross.
Ray doesn't understand, dude. Like Ray doesn't
That's
have a
Ray's
background.
Probably an insider too, Nick. Have we considered this?
Well, Ray doesn't have a background in journalism. And so
no, but he has a developer background, which means he probably found the source code in the contract address early and fed it to Clemente.
That's an interesting theory.
I'm just putting it out there, dude. I'm speculating. There's 1 minute missing from the Epstein tape, and I don't know anyone besides Ray who could have made that disappear.
Where were you at 11:59 p.m. on?
Yo, shout out to what's his name? Who is the person that identified the Epstein missing minute and wrote the whole Adam Cochran.
Yeah, Adam Cochran.
Adam Cochran did a deep dive exposing
like a 45-part thread.
Dude, if it weren't for him, would we know?
No, dude, no. I would have had no idea.
I haven't seen this yet. Is this 42? This is a 42 post thread.
I don't know if it's. Oh my god!
I'm dead serious. I said 45, which was a slight off.
Dude, the opener is a banger, dude. Scroll up. Scroll up.
This is a good start.
No. Before this thread,
there was another one.
There was another tweet
about the missing minute.
No. Where he was like, he's like, basically, I used to be a skeptic, but now I'm a full convert. Here, this is the first thread. Click on this. How many impressions does this bad boy have?
4.3K.
A milli vanilli.
1 million views, sorry. 4.3K bookmarks.
Vanilli. Wait, he got community noted? What's the community note?
No, that's not him. That's a quote tweet.
This video doesn't show Jeffrey Epstein's cell. Only a tiny sliver of staircase leading to Epstein's wing can be seen.
Clemente did that shit, man. Clemente did that shit.
He's dirty, dude.
Dirty. He hasn't showered.
Dude, you kind of went over to the dirty side. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I don't know if you remember, but the other day you had a little breaking news story. You used to send it to me.
Yeah.
And this time you ran with it yourself. And,
I figured my audience would be more receptive to it.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. I mean, that was dirty.
Listen, you're not supposed to leak that I'm the one that gives you the breaking news stories. Shut the fuck up.
I'm not saying you're the only source, bro. Like, what are we talking about? I'm just...
Cut it.
My bad.
All right, so this Goblintown scam, getting back on track after he went down the Joey Moose, Adam Cochran, Clemente Insider, Jeffrey Epstein trail.
The Epstein missing video.
The Epstein video.
I mean, I feel like that was a good journey.
That was an awesome trip. But think about the route we just went. We went from Alex Taub launching a bunch of Goblintown NFTs to Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, and there's a missing minute in the tape.
I mean, it feels like a natural transition.
Correlation isn't causation, but I'm just saying.
One other question here. So, what are we feeling? I got another. This is unrelated to Jeffrey Epstein. I got a question on here. What happened with sharing my screen? What just happened?
I can unshare me.
No, I'm trying to see. Stop sharing. I can't. Oh my god! I'm gonna have to reload the studio. Hold on.
Are you using Brave?
No, I'm using Firefox. Be right back.
Okay.
Man, I'll tell you what. This Nick guy. This Nick guy is
Using
crazy.
Firefox.
I'm back.
Okay. Did you switch to Chrome?
No, I'm in Firefox.
Okay.
Firefox is the reliable platform here. So
Seems
what
like
are we thinking of this Bitcoin action right here, huh?
We're going to reject here. No, we're going to reject here. Yeah, so I think your candles play out. You want to know why, Nick? Nick, you want to know why? I can share why. There's a very interesting causation that's not correlation here. As I share. Where is it? Right here. Here we go. Perfect reject off of the Monday high. Perfect rejection off the Monday high. Which
You're still going on this.
Well,
what are
this
these
was actually a very nice one. You got full retrace down to the previous day low, right back up. And the weeks, like it's really good on 30 and 15-minute candles. But the Sol one is the chart I'm actually like most short on right now. Because I didn't notice we were right at monthly open and rejected quite literally off of quarterly and monthly open.
We rejected off of the monthly open because it was this month.
Yeah, which was 8 days ago. And the same quarter. So it started, which we opened at 8 days ago. So I like to trade those ranges. We probably go back to Monday high.
Yeah, but when you're saying quite literally off of it, it's not like magic happened or that the market saw this. It's literally like that's just what the level is.
8 days? Math.
No, like if you okay, I don't know.
This is the range I'm actually looking for on ETH though. Ignore the spaceman. I had this range drawn for a little bit. We've just been chopping in this block.
Choppy Chopperton.
Yeah.
So we
all
can
this
go to that green line. Where's that green line at?
28.50. If we get a close above 28.50.
I like that. I like that.
But if not, we probably go all the way back down to 2,400.
Don't like that as much.
Yeah, we don't like that. Bitcoin is the one that's very interesting though, because you did break out of its range. So like go to 1 hour.
That's the one I was looking at. That's the one I just looked at, brought it up.
We had that horizontal range, parrot wedge range. You got a clean break, but it didn't make a new high. That's like my concern. Like this high was lower than this high.
Yeah. Well, basically bounced off of
and then you got two back tests. But now you want to break above 110.5 before you can be like, all right, now's the push to 120.
Isn't that kind of like a bullish flag that we're drawing there on the hourly?
It is. Like it is. It absolutely is, which is good. But like,
look at Ray.
Could get back 107.
Ray, man, you've been growing, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, always growing. Always growing.
Yeah.
Pattern recognition. All right.
Wait, hold on.
So is anyone interested in this Goblintown token?
No.
Okay.
Anybody?
Oh yeah. So back to Goblintown.
What chart were you looking at there on that flag? Because I'm looking on the hourly here, and this one's actually more interesting. Let's just bring this up real quick.
Yeah.
This one doesn't look as bad as the one that you had just drawn out. I mean, if we can break above this, and we did attempt, but if we can get any sort of acceleration up here, we can get a little shloopy-doo. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And if we do that, I mean, I feel like my pullback ain't happening. Like this just looks very nice.
It's a good chart.
What do you think about this one? Because Easy was using what, the 4 hour or something, some bullshit.
No, that was 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
You're on the daily.
I think we either see price go up or price go down.
Ray, that's not helpful. Look at this 1 hour.
Yeah, that's the same chart I have.
Yeah, but this looks, I mean, this just looks interesting. If we can break above this hump, which it looks like we're in the process of doing, and then if we can break above this hump, then I'm just fascinated.
We're at 109.5. My
And look at
analysis
this.
is if we get
You got-
above 110, we're going to go to new all-time highs. That's my my take.
If we go above what?
110.
110.
Close above 110, new all-time highs.
And what would be your target?
Let's see. Last all-time high we set at was that one? We set that last all-time high.
Okay, Solana actually easy. Solana
115.
not looking back. We got above this break. Then we got to just get above this break. You're saying one what?
115.
Okay.
That'll be the new mark in the sand for an all-time high.
Ray going with 115. You heard it here first. He said we'll be there tomorrow.
If we close above 110.
Why do you use light mode?
Everybody asks this. Why do you guys use dark mode?
It's just easier on the eyes.
Yeah.
Is it objectively?
Yeah.
How do I turn on dark? Here you go. What?
What?
What is that? What happened?
That might be the worst mode of all
Dark mode
time.
and it leaves your chart light mode.
What was that?
Nah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
What? Why does that happen?
Hey Nick, can you
That
bring
might
up
have been one of
the
funnier things I've seen
can you
a
bring
lot.
up an equity chart? We had a big announcement yesterday. Another Ethereum holding company.
Which one?
Ticker is GAME. Game.
GAME?
Yep.
Mhm.
Game.
Game.
Whoa. Nelly?
Yeah, so they announced yesterday that their board approved a phased investment of $100 million worth of Ethereum. We're seeing more and more of these ETH Ethereum treasury companies coming out.
I mentioned
After
that in the video yesterday. That seems to be the transition right now in the market. A transition to ETH.
So, two questions. A, do you have any interest in any ETH treasury company? I mean, I guess Tom Lee's would be like the biggest one.
That one's pumping. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I should have traded some of them. How are we looking on DFDV right now? This one's not so great. I may buy back in. Well, this stock's looking great. Circle back from the grave, reapproaching the what I said was the fair market value of 60 billion. That's what we're approaching. Here's another one. MicroStrategy versus DFDV. Who's the faster horse? We were all waiting to find that out. Here's another one to take a look at. DXY. Little bit of strengthening. Don't call it a comeback.
We'll be able to afford eggs again.
What?
We'll be able to afford eggs again. Dollars going up.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'd call that going up. I don't know if I'd call that a glow up. This doesn't look like a good trend. If I'm being
on this bounce that we've had over the last 2 days.
If I'm being honest. This is where the strength. What's interesting is gold not doing so hot here. Now, why is that?
I mean, gold kind of sputtered out as equities have come back. Equities are in extreme greed right now. I feel like those are two things are generally counter.
Here's another question I have. Biggest news ever for Hyperliquid yesterday. That was a massive announcement.
Massive.
With Phantom?
Yeah.
I mean, that's as big as it gets. There's basically a mobile app for Phantom, for Hyperliquid right now.
Yep.
So, and it requires no bridging or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can just use, am I correct to assume that you can use Solana natively and
They'll
trade.
sell your soul for you and put it into Hyperliquid. Yes.
Okay.
It abstracts all of the bridging and stuff. So you like basically deposit soul into a Perps account and trade with that balance.
Why is Hyperliquid not absolutely sending on this?
Should. I'm still bullish.
Like, that's the biggest news ever. Now, the activity, I don't know if Phantom has rolled it out yet or not.
Select
It's
users.
being rolled out extremely slowly in comparison. So it's not fully public running with it yet. It's taking some time.
I like that yellow line.
That's the sweet chart.
Ah. So that's broken out of that range.
It broke out. We got a number of things.
eBrink says it's just Phantom using Hyperliquid builder codes. Anyone can do it. Yes, anyone can do it, but Phantom chose to use Hyperliquid as opposed to any Solana Perps platform, and this is giving the biggest exposure for Hyperliquid to retail that we've seen thus far. Like there's been a lot of friction to trade on Hyperliquid or any Perps platform at this point. So this is a big deal. Like the implementation, yes, like maybe the implementation isn't special. Anyone can do it. It's not like a special partnership, but I think it's a big deal for Hyperliquid.
Hold on 1 second. You just accepted his statement as fact. What I want to understand is, does value accrue back to Hyperliquid as a result of implementing that?
Yes.
Yes.
So then why does eBrink have beef?
Because he just doesn't like you, Nick.
I think he's just saying, maybe he's say like this ability already existed. It was just a matter of time. I don't know. We'll have to let him specify.
eBrink, clarify in there, you'll never be permitted to come speak on this podcast because you're not intelligent enough, but we want to see your dumbass comments. So post them down below and explain to us why what you just said matters. Okay, dumbass?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Welcome to the Daily Bone Podcast, where we roast our commenters who we love and we want them to come back day after day to hang out and talk to us.
But can you explain to this, eBrink? I don't understand. You said what? So Easy said that the builder codes do accrue value back to Hyperliquid, and you're saying that they don't. So please explain to us why it doesn't. You dumbass.
Oh, man. All right, Nick, before you hijacked it with a million charts after I talked about game, my next question with all the ETH treasury companies here is ETH interesting at this point as a knock-on effect to all these different companies acquiring Ethereum and going for Ethereum treasury strategies?
ETH is hot right now. eBrink said, I'm not saying that they don't. Well, it sounded like that's what you were saying. You were just dismissing the statement. Sorry. I'm not ignoring your question, dude.
Easy and I have a hard stop here. We've got to get out of here. Thank you all for listening today. It's been a fun day. Nick's been calling our commenters dumbasses. We had some good fun, even after he showed up 30 minutes late. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms. Catch us on Spotify, Apple. Watch us back on YouTube. See Nick berate the commenters in real time. And maybe comment and get berated yourself. Who knows? It could be your day tomorrow. Who knows if he shows up? Who knows if he's here on time? Nobody knows. Thank you all for listening. Have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll catch you all tomorrow.